Okay, if my maths is correct, I believe it's the 35-year anniversary this year of possibly one of the most memorable Masters in history, and also was the first English win at Augusta and the first of 3 green jackets for this man, Sir Nick
Oh,
Faldo. Hello.
good morning. Good morning. Yeah, do you know, funny, I started an interview back in February, and the guy says it's 25 years, and I went, it's 35. I was with Fanny on I still talk to Fanny a lot. She's on the phone like 2 weeks ago. Oh, it's 25 years ago. I said, Fanny, no, it's 35.
Oh, no.
It hurts. It's God. That's my. It's more than half my life ago. That's the weird bit. But I guess I'm lucky that we're still around to count the numbers. I guess you got to look at it that way. But fortunately, I remember it well, which is good.
Yeah, but we'll come on to 89 in a minute because it is one of my favourite Masters. But I mean, obviously not playing anymore, Nick. But do you still get the buzz of Masters Week when it's approaching?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm because you know what you're going to get there, which is so fabulous, and you have your own little routine. You got your diary with people. It is the biggest event. It is unbelievable. Everybody goes corporately wise. It's the event to be at. Corporate spends tens of millions to fly in people just for day trips and this sort of thing. Unbelievable. It's the tournament to go to. So yeah, I love it. We're gearing up. Can't even work on your outfits. So I got to go and pack my bags today. I got to make sure I got my little green shirts to wear. And Lindsay's she's got about a dozen green outfits. So yeah, you make it into fun, and you know what you're going to get. As I said, I love, everything's so cute. The clubhouse, as is just tiny. You sit on the back balcony. We have breakfast there on the back balcony, hopefully on that corner table, and you watch the world go by. And everybody's always in a good attitude, aren't they, for Augusta? It's kind of really like the start of spring and the summer season of golf, and off we go with the majors finally. So as you can tell, it's pretty magical.
Yeah, magical indeed. Look, your 3 Masters wins, Nick, they were all pretty remarkable for a lot of different reasons as well. And we're going to concentrate on 89 in a minute, but which of your 3 was the hardest to win, do you think? Maybe mentally more than anything.
Well, very briefly, when your first one, of course, you sense there's something, you're feeling good, not sure how to put your finger on it. You think something might happen. I guess the second one, to come back and defend, I thought about that about a month before. I thought, I thought rather than try and go and defend, just try and go and win another one. Don't get wound up about defending. Just go in, and that helped me. And I had a great third round, and that really put me into position and that sort of thing. Then 96, I wasn't swinging great. It was hilarious. We were on the range. We always got there. Our first practice round, we always used to go down 10. It was nice, quiet. Just Fanny and I went down, and I skied my tee shot off 10 and lousy second. Just skied my tee shot off 11. But and then I forgot. Fanny said, "What happened next?" So can't remember. Fanny said, "We walked in. We walked in on my first on that." We went back to the practice because I couldn't get this transition. I was all too much, and and so once everybody was telling me just slow it down. So once I got this super slow swing going, it was funny. I tell you. So my daughter Georgia was into the Powerpuff Girls at that time, and so that was my code name, Powerpuff It. I was pretending to Powerpuff It. Go, but how soft can I pretend that's a bubble? I was pretending it was a soap bubble, and don't burst the bubble. Just go beep. Don't hurt the golf ball. So here's the funny bit. Who did I get drawn with on day one? John Daly. So got John Daly rip it and kill it, rip it and kill it, and I'm going beep. It worked. I think I shot obviously I shot 69, I think, and that actually was a great round. That actually got me. Thought I can do, that's got me started. So isn't that funny how I'm absolutely so not anymore. You can't. That wouldn't. The guys are mullering it now. I just saw the other day it was 300 yards is the freaking average drive on tour. Average. People don't appreciate that we had to. That's why I did my hairpin. All those drives I thrashed over 250. Going for it to get my average up from 248. So it's a different ball game now, isn't it? Completely different.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I mentioned 89, and it is one of my favorite majors for so many reasons. You had a third round of 77. Which put you 5 back in going into the final round. There was weather and stuff like that. How much did that third round of 77, how much did it make you more determined, angry, maybe miffed going into the final round?
No, it did. So it was a long day. So I played with Trevino, and so we finished. It was dark, wet, really sopping. And so we stopped play on 13. I had to come in, and I had a 50-yard pitch shot. Pin was back left, had it all worked out, pasted out. We drove back, and Lee, I was chatting to Lee. He said, "Do you remember what happened?" I said, "No." He said, "We ran out of gas in the the evacuation vans." I don't remember if we walked back up the hill but we actually ran out of gas. So anyway, so we get in that night, and then so I come back next morning, and I'm obviously it's going badly, and I thought, it doesn't matter if I can finish 2 under for the last 6, I'm fine. And I finished 2 over for the last 6, and I actually, honestly, I dumped in the bunker at 17, and I was in tears. I actually was in tears because I kind of blown it. Yeah. Well, I thought I had a chance. So the funny bit was, the funny stories are, I'm on the putting green with Jack. We had Wednesday. And cut a long story short, I've been playing really well all year and kept blowing up. Not blowing up. I take an 8 at the wrong time, the 7. So I'm finishing 50th, and so I said, but I'm playing well. So I said to Jack, he said to me, "How you going?" So I said exactly what I just said. And I said, Jack, I don't know whether to let it happen or make it happen. And Jack goes, I know what you mean, and walks away. And I'm like, okay, well, we get it. Fill in the blank. Give us a clue. So I let it happen because after 27 holes, I think I'm 6 under going down the 10th, and I think I'm leading by 2, something like that. And then I must have thought about it and like to make it, and then I'm now 9 over for the next 27. So I'm a record holder. I shot the highest third round of a winner. With my 77. Yeah, but you're right. I came in. I went back to the hotel, and the Courtyard Marriott, as you were back in the day. Yes, Courtyard Marriott. And I sat there at breakfast, and then the drawer came out, and I saw the names, and I said, "You can still do this." So obviously, then turn around and back you go and start again. And that's when I famously changed putters. I was putting good old bullseye because I thought, there's people won with bullseyes in the past, and that's, and it wasn't working. And so that putter was famous because I was messing around with Ken Brown, the Honda, in the far green. We're messing around. I picked this putter up. I said, "Well, this is nice." He said, "Well, I'm not using it. If you want it, you can have it." I said, "Oh, thanks." So just grabbed it. I never putted with it. Went back and took this putter and got on the putting green, went whack, whack, whack. I thought, sod it, I'm just going to change. What the heck? I'm fed up with the other one. And I was misery guts on the first tee, and I'm like, and it just knocked on the front of the green. I mean, literally on the front, and I can hold it. So whoosh, like a 40-footer or something. Okay, and then I think I started great. I went birdie, par, and I birdied 4. Big left to right. And that was kind of then I thought, oh, hello. And then obviously but I think I was still, again, like 5 back when I'm on the 11th green. and and I hit 3-wood onto 13 green, drive 3-wood back in the day, and then it's fucking a corner and 9-iron, and so and then I made a ridiculous, amazing part of the hit right on the back of the green at 16, and honestly had an 18-foot putt with 15-foot of break. I've got to. You see where I'm standing? I'm literally looking at the hole. I went and hit it over there in, and then 17, I hit it the wrong side. There's a ridge in the green, pins back there, and I was on the wrong side of the ridge, and it started raining, and I just slapped this thing in the rain and hit it too hard, and then it went. I actually had a putt at 18. I had a putt at 18 for 6. The crowd were all murmuring. They were who's this kid? He's not allowed. Not meant to. Here we don't. And and I hit this putt. If I'd hit it harder, it was in. It just broke off on the. And so then off we go to the playoff, which was pretty amazing, wasn't it?
Just brilliant. Hey Nick, I mean, everyone remembers the Scott Hoch putt, the Scott Hoch miss, I should say. You mentioned 16 and 17 there. We've got the clips here as well to show you, because most people don't remember these two putts. They're both. This is outrageous.
24 feet, but no, at Augusta, you've got to go sideways. It's breaking as soon as you touch it. And then look at this one. What's the speed? It goes in. Wallop. And I'm like,
Nick.
The face
on 17.
So, Scott Hoch very kindly said if that putt missed, I'd finish 4th. Ha ha ha. But I didn't. So then the playoff was amazing. So I think we went with 3-wood. Skied it a bit or something on top of the hill, and it's a brutal shot. You're on a side hill lie hitting a 4-iron into that green, and actually it was a good shot. It was only like 10 feet right of the flag, but obviously goes in the bunker, you think. And then had a bad bunker shot out, and so the weird thing is, if Scott Hoch had putted first and said I'd finish, I mean that was the way we used to do things. I'll just pop this in, and then I then got 25, whatever 20-footer for a 4, and who knows. So and then obviously we go to 11. So here's the funny thing, 11, because obviously I did all those years of commentary, and everybody, anytime there was a playoff, you would always flash up what the guy had done in the previous. And I've got 4 bogeys. I bogeyed 11. So that's another funny one. And so I hit my tee shot a bit right, and there was a French drain. I got a drop off it, and it was long. It was wet. It was drizzling, dark. I nailed a 3-iron. I hit a 3-iron off that. So imagine, I'm going to go and find that spot somehow, because I've got the photograph. My friends, or my designer, graphic designer, he sent me actually the footage of it. So I'm going to go and find the angle, because it's probably next to the trees now. I'm going to try and find the spot when I go back. And then I nailed it, and I saw it turn over. I just saw it draw a little bit, just tipping a little, and I thought, oh, that's all right, obviously. And then honestly, couldn't see the green or the ball until you're 60 yards from the green. So honest, it was that dark. And then and the funny bit, I get on the green, and I've got good old Andy Prodger, my Watford daddy, and I said to him, what do you think, Proj? And he went, all looks a bit of a blur to me, Gov.
Thanks very much.
So I said, all right, you get up there, just hold the blooming stick. You get up there, and I was squeezing the blood out the blooming putter. I'm like, and I just can't let go, honest. And I had a really technical swing thought. It was left, right, honest. Take it back with the left hand, hit it with the right hand. I just went left, right. This thing went, and that was it. And so that was.
Here we go.
There we go, Wolf. I'm going to go find that spot as well. Look, that went in it nicely as well, didn't it? And I said, holy smokes. Something like that.
There's Sandy.
Yeah, and then because it was pouring with rain, and we didn't do the outdoors ceremony. Well, that's part of the cabin, and I never did the 18th green, so we actually did it down the old press tent, which was an ugly. So Anyway, Gar, it's as you can tell, pretty. It's great to be part of that club. Sure is.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I just for a moment, because people I think probably want to see the Scott Hoch miss. We're going to show it here as well. We've got that. This was his third putt to win the Masters of the day for Hoch. He had two other chances beforehand. Yeah. We've got you there in the picture-in-picture. What were you thinking here, Nick?
Honest. So you see my face. I honestly stood there. I said, I can still win this, but it bloody doesn't look very good right now. That's what I said. Honest, as true as I sit here. And then he jiggled it, and actually then I thought, well, actually I was pulling for him in the next one. I don't want to win that way if I'm going to win. And then off we went. But it's it's just one of those you just hit. You've got to aim outside the hole. People think, oh, it's a piece of cake, but it's pretty scary when you've got to aim outside the hole and you just give it a little bit of a nudge. Obviously, smidging too hard, and he didn't break. I mean, it's one of those ones you'd literally, I mean, I'm sure he relives that one a million times.
Oh dear, oh dear! It's just it gets shorter and shorter, that miss, every time I see it. We've so many people talk about 96. We'll leave 96 to one side. Can I just talk about 1990? Because they should defense, and I'll talk about defenses in a minute. Ray Floyd was looking for a major win in 4 different decades. He had a 4-shot lead with 6 to play, but then you went mad on the back 9. You birdied 13, 15, and 16, and you caught him after 72 holes. You won on that 11th hole again. I mean, you must want to take that 11th hole and just keep it somewhere for the rest of your life. Here we go.
Yeah, this is the Paul. He had a great chance on 10. He had about a 15-foot straight up, left it short. And then so in the corner there's a little restroom up by the tin. He went to the restroom, and it's me. I then hit a little knockdown A-time. That's all I was trying.
Great shot, Nick.
Yeah, it was good. That was like aim a smidgen right, hit my little hold-off fade. But it's such a weird, he hit it and then it went in so quick. And I'm trying to do the maths with Fanny. I go, what the hell can he make? And you have to forget. I've still got to forget that. And then I hit, obviously, that beautiful leg. And, so there's so many various stories. Still got that sweater. It's in the drawer.
Really? Excellent.
We're going to dig it out. We're going to have a retro day at the British Masters. So there's a long Saturday British Masters, so bring your famous brimming sweaters, whatever crazy sweater you want to wear. No, so that's another hilarious story. The great Vannie Sunesson. It's 1990. She's brand new on the bag. I hired her. She's been on the bag for 3 months. It's obviously our first major. And for 25 years, I'm telling everybody, Fanny's never been to the Masters, never walked the golf course, and then she tells me, I never saw it on TV. Talk about your first. She'd never even seen the Masters on TV, and there she is on the bag, and another true story. How about that one?
Oh, that is amazing. Nick, a couple of questions on players this year, then I'll let you go. You've seen some great players throughout your time as a player and in a commentary role as well. Where does Scottie Scheffler rate for you? We've obviously got a small sample size of his career so far, but some of the numbers he's putting up, Nick, are quite just insane.
Yeah, he's a super guy. I think he's got it. We all talk about the game, but mentally he's really got it. Credit to him. Actually, last year, on the Champions balcony on Tuesday night last year, and I said, your attitude, couldn't care less about your game, because we watch all this stuff and he says, I'll hit it 265, and it goes 265. And then you go, I said, but you deal with shots. So, whatever happens to a shot, he deals with it, good or bad. Like more the bad. Obviously, the hardest thing in golf is you just hit a shot. See, a couple of weeks ago, he hit it on the green and it screwed back, went in the water, cost him the tournament. But he just looks his card and he goes, and that's it. It's dealt with. And he says, yeah, he has. So he's got this amazing ability to just. It's almost like golf's not. it's the wrong word to say. It's just, it's not life and death. Let's go to always. Sure, it's important, but in the big, he's kind of got. Well, that's what happens. So what? That's what happened. I hit a great shot. But the ball went in the water. It's gonna. But so what? Move on. Go and play the never. That is what I think his strength is. You saw that a couple of weeks ago at the Players. A lot going on. He's got a neck he couldn't turn his neck on.
Yeah.
I was watching on Friday. He couldn't turn his neck to look at a chip shot. He's sort of taking a practice swing and going like. And so I thought, you're done, mate. And then, so how does he manage to pull that through? So obviously he's great. I'm looking at stats. He's great short irons. So he's got it right. You bomb a drive out there now, and you just, it was the same in my day, to be honest. But if they've changed the numbers, you had to be I remember saying to him, just be really great from 8 iron down. If you're really good when you're constantly around the hole. Well, these guys are hitting at 350 and cutting a hole, holes that were driving a 3 iron nowadays. Whip it around the corner, and they're hitting short irons. But he's really good with short irons. They give him a hard time with the putting, but the problem is because he's got so many chances. If you're right, every hole got a chance. You can't make every one. So we all go, oh, he's missed another one. Well, yeah, but he's got I tell you, my formula was how many times can you be inside 15 feet? And on a good day, I could be 12 times. Doesn't matter what club. So you've got 12 chances of birdie. So if you putt bad, you make 1, 2, or 3. Medium 4 or 5. Putt great, you make 8 of them. Get me? If you keep doing that week after week, and that's what he's able to do. He keeps churning out. He's just always got a chance. So everybody gets, of course he misses another one, but yeah, he'll
have another one soon.
Got plenty more chance. So yeah, now everybody's screaming that he's the favourite and that sort of thing. I'm not so sure. There's a lot to deal with. Things have got kind of go right. But as I said, I think it's just the mental. Everybody's gets. I think another great skill at majors, which I was doing. Everybody gets hyped up, don't they? So if you're good enough to take the majors down a couple of notches, so you're like back to normal, I think that's what he can do. He can, sure, it's all the great atmosphere going on, but if you can bring your mind down, and just, okay, I'm fine. It's just a nice stroll around Augusta National and try and win another jacket. So I think that's his main strength.
Yeah, okay, you mentioned there, Nick, so I'm going to ask an additional question. You said he might not be the favourite for you. If Scheffler's not the favourite for you, who is? A certain Northern Irishman looking for a Grand Slam?
Yeah, we're all looking at Rory, and he's rushed off to Butch for a 5-minute fix. Who knows? My take on Rory is he's the hardest thing in our game is, the game is 2 different games. Driving is one game, is one swing, i.e. you hit it on the up, right? You hang back and hit it on the up. And Rory does that better than probably anybody ever, almost. One of the greatest drivers ever. But that swing doesn't work for iron. Short irons, you've got to be going down this way. You can tell by my shoulders. Your impact here at a drive, and you want to be impact here with a 9 iron. Very different. And so he goes this way a little bit too much and gets the flip, doesn't get down and through. And more importantly, doesn't trust it. That's the biggest thing. This is not been going on for 5 minutes. This has been going on for 5+ years. I sat there and doing TV, and guy drives it 320 down the fairway and doesn't hit it inside 50 feet. Really couldn't, could he, for a while? In one tournament, his best was 50 feet. He had 6 wedge shots and 2 missed the green, and 3 were seriously. So you're like, you're kidding me. I mean, and that's demoralizing for a pro. My God, that does your head in, because you've got to take your chances, because you're playing with Scottie Scheffler next to you, and he goes, whoom, he has 2 kick-ins and holds a couple of 10 foot. So he's 4 under, and you're 2 over, 1 over. Seriously, you're in the same place. So that's what gets your mind in. So he's got to, again, he's driving so well. I would forget that I'd park that. I'd hit 3 down. I'd hit a fade and a draw and go, right, I can do that. Leave that one each day. Seriously, I would hit 4 balls with the driver, done each day. If they go in the right place, fine. Now, wedges. Just spend all day working on wedges and 9-irons, 8-irons. If he did that, you never know. But then there's the trust factor. So he's got to find something he trusts, because, you look at a shot. That's always the great thing about Augusta. You look at a shot and you go, I don't like that. We all do. We've all done that. But you've got to be able to deal with it. And if you don't deal with it, then the shot wins, or the bad shot wins. Well, that's a blimmin' giant tick in a negative box, isn't it? Because if you thought you couldn't do it, which we do, you stand up and go, oh, cripes, look at this, water there, bunker there, got to squeeze it in. What am I going to do? Yeah, I can hit my little fade, chicken wing and do it. And you go, and you do it, great. You go, I dealt with that one. So that's great for, it's going to happen again in a round, isn't it? But if you stand up and look at that same shot and go, water left up that bunker right, and you go, I can't do it, hit it fat, blonk in the water. Wow. Then how you go on 2 holes later, and then sure, guess what? You always get that shot again. You look at it and go, oh, geez, don't like that one. And you think, well, just did that once. You've got to delete that. I just did that wrong. How do I do it? I'm not sure how to do it. So you see how I'm trying to describe trust, how delicate it is, how strong it can be, and how delicate it is. That's the toughest thing about our game, but that's what gets magnified at Augusta, because your result is right there in front of you, and the ball goes wandering off down and into the water, and it's not that bad a shot. It's only this far offline, seriously, 6 feet offline, and off she wanders and goes in the pond or something. Yes. So hopefully I'm describing the trepidation of playing Augusta quite well.
Absolutely. Final question, Nick, for you. And a guy who trusted his swing immensely 12 months ago, Jon Rahm, who's defending this year. You obviously defended in 1990. How do you think Rahm's going to play this year? Obviously, having gone to live and maybe not getting the reps in that, for a 72-hole tournament that he would normally have had.
Yeah, and I think he feels that, because I know he made comments and he watched Riviera and thought, I wish I was there, because that was a great golf course. Then I thought the players was good, wasn't it? That was exciting. I bet he wished he was in there. And he's been playing freaking resort courses and in his shorts for the last couple of months. Hasn't been tested. Hasn't really been tested yet. So I think in going on that, hey, he's a hell of a player. He's going to have to make a little bit more effort to step it up. As I was talking about, get the right intensity. Whether coming in to defend and you can do it, or whether he's, as I was describing, he's just not quite sharp enough because he hasn't tested himself quite as much. So that we will wait and see. But I wish him all the best, but I hope the club stays at 3.
That's very true. He's got a lovely meal. He's got a lovely Champions dinner as well on Tuesday as well to deal with. So
I'm predicting the food will be great and a nice bottle of Rioja. That'll be a good start to the week.
Absolutely. Nick, I'm going to let you go. But before I do, give us a name. Who do you think is going to be wearing the green jacket on Sunday evening?
Aberg. First
time
there. Or is it Eric? I was looking at stats, trying to find stats. Who's playing? I think it could be. I've got a feeling it could be a second tier guy, as I would call it. You've got a dozen obvious names, and then I think there could be a dozen in the second. Definitely playing well enough. Whole new experience. It's a whole new world trying to win your first green jacket.
Sure.
Yeah. So let's wait and see. I can't wait to get there and see the course and all that. And then And now we know a lot more when we get the feel of the place.
Absolutely, yeah. It's going to be a brilliant edition, I think, of the Masters this year. So Nick, I just want to say thank you so much for spending. It's been half an hour in the end, but some of your stories, I can't tell you how great they are, and I'm sure listeners, viewers will really appreciate it. So thanks, Nick, and enjoy the 2024 Masters.
Yeah, I can do another half an hour 96, but you're not bothered about that one. Never.